Hello and welcome to the Immortal Index, episode 13. We have a jam-packed show for you guys today. It is my first show back. I am in the studio. Everything is great. I got the PC. Everything got hooked up. I got it all going. And then the internet crapped the bed. I was getting about 5 megabits per second, which is, if you know anything about the internet, that's terrible, especially when you're paying for 45. So we had the guy come, put in a new modem. That didn't work. 2 weeks later, got another new modem, and that modem worked. So now internet's good. We should be good. I got OBS hooked up. I got the PC. I got everything hooked up. And the last thing that I have hooked up, I got Jimminx hooked up. So we got Jimminx on the line. We're going to be talking to him today about Reign of the Hunters, which is a VR MMORPG novel that you can read now at Valere Novels. We have 224 chapters released right now, which is really cool. I started it last week. I'm already up to 211. So as you can see, it's one that you can really just like breeze through and binge, not because it's short, but because you just always click next chapter. There's nowhere to go but next chapter. So without further ado, feel free to follow the show, hit iTunes, go ahead and give us 5 stars and comment, subscribe on YouTube, hit the like, comment, and join me today for our interview with Jimminx. Jimminx, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Hey.
Yeah. So first off, I always ask every guest this when they come on. I ask them, how did you get into translating?
Well, I first started back in, I guess it's back in 2016. I was just finished reading The King's Avatar, TKA.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought to myself, what if there's an English version of the novel out there? And so I typed it in and I found it on Gravity Tales. And I thought, hey, it's a good idea to translate. So I just signed up, sent in my application form, and they accepted it. So that's how it started.
So you sent in your application to Valere or to Gravity Tales?
Gravity.
And is that how you got involved with Valere Novels, is through them?
Yes.
So did they assign you Reign of the Hunters, or is that something you found that you were like, oh, I want to do? Because you started with King's Avatar. So did you decide to do a VR MMO just because that was kind of similar and you were really into that?
No. It's Reign of the Hunters is actually something I like. And one of my colleagues actually told me that I can start my own project. So I chose Reign of the Hunters as my project that I want to start.
What is it about the VR MMORPG novels that fascinate you?
Well, more like the gameplay.
Yeah.
After watching Sword Art Online, it's very exciting for me to read more novels of that genre. So I just my cousin was reading it, and she sort of like got me into reading the novel as well, and I found that I liked the story. So that's how I end up reading it, and then how I end up translating it.
That's pretty cool. So like, what would you say are some of your favorite novels outside of Reign of the Hunters?
But can you repeat the question? I didn't quite get it.
Sorry, what?
Can you repeat what you said just now?
Oh,
I think my internet.
What are some other novels that you like to read outside of Reign of the Hunters?
Most of them are not translated yet, I guess. But some of the ones that already got translated, Experimental Log of the Crazy Leech and The King's Avatar.
Sweet. So what's it like working with the team at Valere? Is it kind of like high pressure? I know you do this more for fun. I mean, you have a Patreon, obviously. People can go support you. It's on the screen right now. It's patreon.com/Jimminx. People can follow you at XDJimminx on Twitter. But like, is this more just a passion project, or after you get through school, do you think you're going to be doing it more and more full time?
At the meantime, it's just for fun, but I think I might consider translating full time. After I graduate.
Is it something that you could see as like as a full-time job, definitely, or are you looking at like college or your university and more like I'm gonna go into that?
Actually, it's a rather good opportunity as a career.
And are there any like translators right now that you're really close with that you kind of ask for advice from if you're doing a novel? Let's say you come across something you don't quite understand, or is it pretty because you're fluent obviously already in the language, so I feel like you understand pretty much everything when you're translating. Are there what? Let me rephrase that. Are there any difficulties that you face translating, even though you're already a native speaker?
Yeah, from time to time I run into trouble.
Do you have any examples of things that are like difficult to deal with?
Mostly slangs because you know, people in China, they might not have the same thing with us here in Malaysia. They
So
might be speaking like they have their own slang that I have to actually search up to understand.
So going off, let's talk a little bit about Reign of the Hunters. So obviously, I still like kind of feel like I'm guessing at some of the names. Is it Yasa? Is that how you say her name, like her actual name?
No, 叶子.
Yitsu? Oh yeah, because
叶子.
Caesar Tsa. Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm dumb sometimes. Deathblade will kill me for that one. But okay, so let's run through some of the names so fans of the novel know the names. So the lead character, of course, Yitsu, and then is it Bai Mo is her cousin,
Yep.
and then let's see some of her friends. Go ahead and just list the names out, and that way the fans will know exactly what they're supposed to be thinking in their mind as they're reading this novel.
You mean her friends?
Yeah, so like any of the important names in the novel, like I can list them out right now, but you probably know them right off the top of your head.
Tong Yin, you know, the rich girl who sort of like betrayed her after that.
Terrible person, yeah.
Yeah. And Liu Chang, her best friend.
Leong Chong?
Liu Chang,
Okay. Yeah,
Clingy Wolf.
I was not pronouncing it that way, so that's good. And then her parents really are very difficult for me.
Ye Nantian and Zhuo Xiaolan.
Yeah, definitely wasn't pronouncing it that way, so that's good. No. It's interesting. It's because I started with Coiling Dragon, and Coiling Dragon, when I read it, was a translation that they had created westernized names for all the characters when it was released. So everything was like very easy for me. So then jumping into I Shall See the Heavens and like Against the Gods and everything, it's like, okay, so now I'm reading a wrong version of what it is. And now as I continue, like Deathblade gives me pointers and things like that, but it's also like sometimes it's very difficult to figure out the exact pronunciation. So it's really cool to actually like hear like exactly how it's supposed to be said. Do you play? You're like this is a video game based novel. Are you a big fan of video games right now? Like, do you play any right now?
Yeah.
Which ones are you playing?
League, Warframe, and sometimes when I'm bored, maybe Company of Heroes.
And does that ever inspire you to try to write your own original story? Like you've now translated somebody else's? No, not at all.
I tried, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out. Oh, well,
Yeah.
Is it just like super difficult, or is it more just like it's hard to build an audience for literally anything nowadays?
It's like I'll get an idea, and then when I started following that idea, I would think of something else, and I just can't commit myself to that single idea.
Got it. Yeah, it's kind of like a brain fart every day, and you try to get it on the page, but then you're like, oh, I want to do this. Oh, wait, now I'm already set in this 1800s Western utopia, and I want to start doing space travel. But
Yeah.
to be fair, Star Ocean has conquered those two things together. So some things can work out. So I'm curious. You don't do like advanced chapter tiers and stuff on Patreon.
No.
Why don't you do that? Because I see a lot of people doing that as like, oh, give us $5 and get a chapter for free or whatever like that. What's kind of your mindset behind Patreon and how you're using it?
You see, it's like um, to me, it's like if you want to support my Patreon, you just do it out of your own free will. It's like offering advanced chapter makes it, at least it makes me feel like I'm selling my chapters for money. I don't want that.
Do you feel like it puts a little too much pressure on you too, or is it more just like you don't like the feel of people paying for chapters?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the feel. It doesn't really put much pressure on me, but I generally hate the feel.
Got it. Cool. Well, I'm curious. Outside of this kind of literature, are there any novels that you would recommend to people who are a big fan of Reign of the Hunters? Like it could be like a book novel, it could be something they could order online, anything like that, but something that you've read that is outside of that just blew you away.
Most of the things I read are probably not translated. So, but you can try. Have you guys heard of this MC Kick-Ass by Sigil, translated by Sigil?
I haven't checked that one out yet. No.
That novel is quite good.
So that's one to check out. Cool. And then
Yep.
if you had to like pitch people like to read Reign of the Hunters, how would you like pitch them? Like what is it about Reign of the Hunters that you think that everyone should read it because of?
It's the I think it's the character development of the main character, Ye Ci, because she's like, she's a massive cunt back before she reincarnated. And it's like she wanted to be a better version of herself. And it's like in the novel, you can actually see her trying to be better. It's like not with a snap of her fingers and then she became better just like that. You can actually see the struggle and the effort she put into it.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I also think it's cool that it's a more mainstream feeling VRMMO novel with a girl as the main character, because every other one I've read is with a male main character, and I feel like that's rare nowadays.
Yeah.
So wrapping up, if you had anything like to say to your fans, like what do you like most about this fandom that you've become involved in, and like what do you want to say to the people who have supported you and followed you on this journey so far?
I guess thanks for not rushing me for new chapters and understanding that am I can be quite busy at times. And if you want to support Reign of the Hunters, you can click that sponsor button at the bottom of the page if you're on PC. And I mean, it's at the right side of the page if you're on PC, and the bottom of the page if you're on mobile.
Perfect. Well, Jim, thanks so much for coming on the show and taking the time to talk to me about translation and everything involved with Reign of the Hunters. I'm really enjoying it so far.
Hey, yeah, thanks. Thank you too. Thank you as well.
All right. You take care, man.
Yeah, you too.
How do I do this? Cool. Guys, that's awesome. Like, seems like a really cool dude. It's crazy how world spanning this genre of literature is, in that like he's over in Malaysia. I was just in the Discord talking to people who are in Arizona, people who are in Hawaii. I know that I talked to a translator previously on the show from Alabama, and then I know Deathblade is over in China, in the I can't remember the district. He told me about it, but it's near Beijing. So I think it's really cool that all this literature can be shared by so many people all over the world. And it's cool to talk to translators who are translating from all over these different places like Wuxia World and Valere Novels, bringing them all together. And of course, I still have to shout out Chidian. I'm not a big fan of them, but like at least like they are getting translators like up and coming, and whether or not they keep the quality as high as other places, at least the translators are learning a bit and building their repertoire of novels. So if they do become more full-time and move into places like Wuxia World and Valere and the other places that you can read novel updates and stuff. So it's really cool. I really enjoy it. I'm going to do a bit of a treat for you guys. I didn't do it previously, but I've been holding off. We have the special goodie bag from Comic-Con 2018 that Deathblade so graciously prepared for me. You can follow him on Twitter at ISSTHDeathblade. So I am going to go ahead and open this stuff and basically do my own little Comic-Con unboxing video for you guys, because I know everyone's excited. It's a little bit outdated, but I finally got the PC and everything working, so I figured I'd do it anyway. So what we got was a first chapter of Coiling Dragon, completely printed out, which is really cool. In the Kingdom of Fenlai, due west of the largest mountain range in the Yulan continent, the mountain range of magical beasts, there was an ordinary small town known as Wuxian. As the morning sun rose in the town of Wuxian, a slight hint of cold, pure pre-dawn air remained. Despite the chill, nearly every resident of this small town had already left their cozy homes to begin working. Guys, this is the beginning of one of the best novels that are out there and fully translated. They're celebrating because it's on Amazon now for Kindle and Amazon, so check that out. Translated by, of course, Ren Woxing, so please support them. Comic-Con was a huge step for them getting that out there. Let's go through the next thing. So we got a looking to get started, get your top recommended novels. Coiling Dragon, yep, read that. Martial God Ashura, $1,200 chapters into that. Blue Phoenix, yeah, 400 into that. Overgeared, ooh, they included Overgeared on here. Yeah, I'm like all updated on that. Desolator, I finished. A Will Eternal, up to date. Martial World, up to date. Emperor's Domination, 300 chapters into that. Sovereign of the Three Elms, up to date. So all of their top recommended novels, I've read at least 100 chapters or completed all of their recommended novels. And in the back we have basically a description of kind of the genre, which says martial arts and Taoist magic, legendary bloodlines and mythical treasures, heroes who become not just immortal but gods, villains who can destroy worlds with the wave of a hand. So this is like more of a promotional card that they included when they were handing out over at their booth at Comic-Con. Now I'm going to go on. We have the Good Luck Bracelet, which looks really red on camera. God, I got to tell you that. It looks really red, and it has a nut inside, which is pretty cool. You can untighten and loosen it pretty simply. Just pull it, and you can put it on your hand, and it goes both ways like that. So that's kind of cool, and then you can tighten it again by pulling the beads. So that's pretty sick. Moving on, I believe, luckily, because Deathblade's awesome, he gave me 3 of these pins. I don't think a lot of people got 3 of them, but I have book 1 of the Coiling Dragon Saga. Coiling Dragon right there. Check it out. Ooh, look at that. The green screen picks up the green from it. That's dope. And I have another pin for book 5. So I'm missing book 2 through 4 for the Infernal Plane. Check that out. That's pretty dope. And you can see the beast in the background, the face and everything. That's sick as hell. And then moving on, we have book 6, The 4 Divine Beasts. And if any of you guys have read Coiling Dragon, you know the significance of the 4 Divine Beasts in this entire story and how the ending goes and how book 6 is so important for them. It's crazy. I'm trying to like have this focus, but it's not working too well. Oh well, it tried, but it looks pretty dope. It's got the white tiger, the azure dragon, the red phoenix, and the vermilion bird. So it's really dope. Moving on, we have a keychain with a wooden sword. If anyone's a big fan of I Shall See the Heavens, you know the significance of a wooden sword. Deathblade, you got to shout me out and let me know what is written on this thing so I can know this. Let's see if it like actually focuses. I don't know if it will. There we go. So that's one side, and then this is the other side. It's kind of cool. It's just a little bit like sandalwood, like knick-knack keychain, which I'm always a fan of. And then last but not least, we have a box. What is in this box, you say? I don't know. It has a lotus on the front, so I'm assuming it's something to do with somebody who has to do with lotuses. Hey, it is a keychain. And if you guys want, let me take this out of the bag. Who's that Pokemon? It is Chuyayen. Oh my god, that's so dope. Look at this keychain, guys. Let it focus, if it ever will focus. Come on. There we go. I believe it's Chuyayen from I Shall See the Heavens. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I believe it is, which is really cool. I dig it. We got the lotus in her holding the lotus, the blossom in her hair, the pink dress and everything, the hair done up and everything like that. That is dope AF. Digging it. Big shout out to Deathblade for sending me this from all the way. Wait, how did I get this? No, my friend picked it up from Comic-Con from his hands because I didn't get to go down to Comic-Con, which I originally thought I would. But that was really dope. Thanks so much. If you guys are listening on the podcast, definitely check out the video so you can see some of this stuff. And I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by the fans and everyone who showed up for Comic-Con, and like, because from hearing about it from them, they were like, yeah, a lot of people were interested. It's really cool. And I'm always blown away by the fandom of all you guys on Discord and all you guys on Reddit and everything. Guys and girls, not really going to be gender specific here, but you know what I mean. But yeah, like, thanks so much, guys. I'm going to try to do these more often now that I have everything set up and I know the internet works, I know the webcam works, I know the computer works, I have the setup, I can change the background, whatever I want. It's great. This is a green screen, so I can't wear green. I'm sorry. So maybe I'll get like green tattoo face paint and have it look weird. But anyway, thanks so much for watching the show, everybody. I really appreciate anyone who comments on this video, hits like. As always, a huge thanks to AfterBuzz TV. AfterBuzz TV taught me everything I know about streaming, everything I know about hosting, and everything I know about the tech industry in general and the entertainment industry. So if you guys want to help me out, you can support them by going to AfterBuzzTV.com. Check out, it's basically the ESPN of TV talk. We do after shows for all sorts of TV shows. Right now I'm doing Killjoys, which ends this week. It just ended tonight. And the after show's this Tuesday that I host. So if you guys like Killjoys, check it out. Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV Sci-Fi. If you're a big fan of that. But we have all reality shows and everything. We do like 150 shows a week, so check it out. And help me out by following me on Twitter at Stephen Lemieux, or following my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/when we're not working, because it's when we stream. When do we stream? When we're not working. Thanks to everyone who watched this video, and we will see you guys next time for another episode of the Immortal Index podcast. Salute, and special thanks to Jimminx for coming on the show today.